Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. We've reached Tier 5. Tier 5 in the long journey, the treacherous road we take, which is aptly called the grind, through World of Tanks. And Tier 5. Tier 5 is when it gets serious. Tier 5 is when you commit. Tier 5 is when you realize you've either made the right decision or the wrong decision. This player has made the right decision. He is going down one of the most user-friendly, most popular, and best lines in the game. He's realized that, well, this is the best Tier 5 tank, and I'm committing to Russian heavy tanks. It's a commitment once you get to Tier 5. I know there's turning back, but people do not like to turn back. People do not like to admit their mistakes. When you make a decision in this game at Tier 4, when you finally look at all that tech tree, like we discussed yesterday, you look at the tech trees, at Tier 4 you're thinking, okay, I just have to go back to Tier 2 or 3, and that'll only take a couple of days. Claus told me I shouldn't grind 11 lines at once. I should only grind 1 or 2, concentrate. I better make sure I pick the right ones. There's still time to change your mind. Tier 4 is just like a fork in the road. Tier 5, you've gone down that road quite some time. This poor little guy in the PZ3J has made the wrong decision. The KV1, on the other hand, he's made the right decision. He can have years and years and years of fun in his KV1. He can play this tank for 3 months with this gun. He can play the tank 3 more months with the 88mm gun. And he can play the tank for another 3 months with the Derp gun. And he can have so much fun. The most fun you can have in this game with your boots on. And he's just pumping his... There's another player who's playing the Matilda, who I told you yesterday was... Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't you see KV1's trying to do his job? I told you that Matilda was fun. The Matilda is a fun tank. Not that particular Matilda player did not have fun because, well, let's face it. You have fun till Wargaming puts you in the matchmaking that they want you to not have fun in. Or as I like to say, you'll have fun till Wargaming takes your RNG away. This KV1 player is thinking, holy shit, I didn't know that this thing shot that fast. What gun is he using? He's going to go back to his garage and find out. When you start going down the Russian heavy lines, you realize that you're the big guy in the game and everyone else should just be your slave. And you should push your teammates into enemy fire. If they get in your way, just manhandle them. You have the engine power and you have the right country. You're going down the right tech tree. To be fair, that guy got in his way. And now he didn't get in his way. Let's just say he used him as a meat shield. Guaranteed, that KV1 player is going to go back to his garage and go, what gun was that? Look at all the smart players in this game that are playing Russian tanks. Do you see this? This game is on the what once was the RU server. So all those players have now infested the EU server. And here comes a KV1. Who's thinking, why is he shooting so fast? Now, you need to load a few more. We have to give this player credit because he's firing regular rounds, but the premium round on this tank has 189 pen. At Tier 5. At Tier 5, when you get serious, Wargaming makes it clear. And another guy's trying to block him. Wargaming makes it clear. Do you want to win? Let's see. If you shoot the regular ammo, you got 112 pen. If you press number 2 and give us all of your credits, you have 189 pen. Do you want to win? We learn. There's the Valentine. He's learning. He's learned that maybe he should be sitting at the back. And this guy's learning, maybe I should aim. Do you want to win? Press number 2. No, we have to give him... Oh, he's pressed number 2. He pressed number 2 and hit the rock. So seriously, guys, when you get to Tier 5, you've made your choice. You've gone down the one fork or other, and you're committed. Once you get a Tier 5 tank, like a KV1, you are committed to the Russian heavy line. There's nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop us now, right? He's on the loose. He is. And no He could have 50 bad games in a row. He'll pause and leave the KV-1 in the garage for a couple of weeks, and he'll like reluctantly try a French tank, and then he'll go back to the KV-1. Oh, he got hit in the side by a T-34. So this player is on his journey. Let's watch him compete here, trying to do a little bit better than he's doing so far. Somehow the Valentine is still alive. We do not know what the Valentine player is doing. Look at the guy. This guy's accidentally reverse side scraping. No, he's not. Still not a lot of knowledge of armor, angling, anything like that. It's all about duke it out. Just keep shooting. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Da-da-da-da-da. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Da-da-da-da. Shoot your gun. And he's permatracked this guy. The other KV-1 has still not hit the Valentine. I don't know why. But he's dead. The Valentine has survived. The Valentine is... Maybe the Valentine's spotted. Maybe he let his camo net and binocs engage. And he hasn't moved. So what are the best tier 5 tanks, guys? I like to get your... Oh, he's spotted again and shot by the same T-34. Oh, the Valentine is playing. He moved. We're going to check how much damage the Valentine did. And now that there's no more threat, the Valentine reverses and retreats. In the face of the enemy, he stood strong. Now that there's no more enemies, he retreats. It's good strategy. Oh, boy. What are some of the best tier 5 tanks, guys? Let's... The Valentine just exploded. What are some of the best tier 5 tanks? And all these, as we go through this journey and we highlight the grind through World of Tanks, I'd appreciate if you leave in the comment section for people that maybe haven't played them. What's your favorite at this tier? Obviously the best tank, I think, hands down, without question. Wait a minute. Is not that one. Is the KV-1. The KV-1 is the most versatile. Probably the best tank in the game, tier for tier. It's just it's just solid in every way. I know that there's other ones that have specialities and perform really well in certain situations. And in the hands of great players, all tanks can be good. But the KV-1 is the most user-friendly, most solid, best tank in the game. If this tank ends up in tier 7 game, which it can as a tier 5, you just press 2, you pack 50, 60 premium rounds. And this gun is probably the best if you're going to end up in the higher tiers. I kid you not. You may say, well, maybe it's a derp gun. It's big. Maybe the solid regular gun. Is it an 88 millimeter or is it a 100? I don't know what it is. But the middle gun. And it's not the case. This gun is the best because it has 189 pen. It has the highest penetration of all of them. Okay? And what are you doing? By the way, I'm doing commentary here, and you're being a muppet. He wants to just spend some credits. If a tier 7 pulls out, and you start shooting them with 189 pen with this gun, they're shocked. They will be shocked. They'll be, what the hell is going on? Look at this. KV-1. Through the railroad tracks. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look at this. Oh. That guy's realizing that gun depression is important. Cruiser 4. Yeah. And there's the Stug. Go, go. Go, Gadget. He's got no radio, man. You gotta go. You gotta keep shooting. Shoot right through the gun barrel. There you go. Shoot through the gun barrel. Best tank in the game, tier for tier. The AT-2 finally made it to the battle, guys. When the battle started, he pressed the W key and he was moving forward. He finally arrived. He's so slow, he finally got there. The Stug is not figured out how to maneuver his tank yet. And the enemies have not figured out that this is an encounter mode. Or no, it's an attack-defend mode, and they have to actually attack and take over the base, which they have not. They're just hiding, and in 9 seconds they're going to wonder why the game is over. Because every game they've had so far has 2 bases. This one has 1 base, and they're confused. Why is there only 1 base? Why is the game over? Why have we lost? So there you go. A fantastic performance. 4.7K. 7 kills. Lost a shit ton of credits because that's the way Wargaming wants it, even with the 50,000 rewards for complaining about mission events. So some people make the correct choice, and some players do not. You could not have a highlight of Tier 5 without showing the absolute worst tank in Tier 5 in the game. And like I said, once you get to Tier 5, you're committed. So I feel sorry for this player who has decided to be a professional SPG player. And he's decided to go down the British SPG line. And he's at Tier 5. And he's going to be rudely awakened with his matchmaking and, more importantly, the range of his gun. Because Wargaming has many interesting ways of frustrating you. If you decide to go down the Russian lines, you play the game comfortably. If you go down any other lines, let's just say the game is not quite as comfortable. So this player has decided to get the bishop. He's an SPG, which is uncomfortable in itself. But not only is it uncomfortable, the first few games he's played, he realized that he really can't hit anyone. Because everyone's too far away. So now with this SPG, he can only aim to the middle of the map. That's as far as he can aim. Any farther, and all the enemies are out of range. But boom, he hits one. He hits someone that's an AMX-12. Someone who's gone down the French line. He actually hit him. Shoot him again. Come on, shoot him. That time he missed him. How much damage did he do on the AMX? Okay, now hit some of these guys. Look where he is, guys. He could get spotted at any second. Guys, look at the minimap. Let me make it bigger. Look where he is. Now, he's a Tier 5 player, and he's starting to his SPG journey through World of Tanks, and he believes that this is normal. He does not realize that this is the only one that does this. The only line in the whole game which this is the case, where you have to move as far up as a light tank in order to hit the enemies. As an SPG. But he's rewarded with a nice RNG fire there on the VZ. And he's watching the numbers tick down. He's going to put that fire out any second. There, you're on fire again. Let's just say that these videos are fun. I'm enjoying this. Tier 5, that player. The VZ. Is he dead? What tier was that VZ? He was a Tier 7. That player put in the VZ. Top tier player. He's been playing this game for a year and a half. And it was in this particular moment in this game that he finally looked at his layout and the slots, the little boxes at the bottom of the screen. And he says, oh, my boxes are empty. I wonder if... oh, look! There's something called a fire extinguisher. I think I should buy one of those. I've been cheap so far, which was saving my credits, because I lose credits every game. I thought it would be cheaper. I'm training my crew with firefighting. But finally, he's decided that he should invest in some fire extinguishers. There's the bishop. He has to move up now because the enemies are too far away. So I guess that player took him a little longer than most. It took him till Tier 7 to figure out to pack a fire extinguisher. Usually by Tier 5, you'll see that player start packing equipment. Now this particular player has packed repair kit, first aid kit, and food. Does not have a fire extinguisher. Because as an SPG, if you're lit on fire, your game is over. There's nothing going to save you if you're on fire as an SPG. If you're an SPG and you're shot and on fire, it means, well, the enemies are right there and you're almost done. So, by virtue of the RNG that Wargaming provided him, and his ability to kill the top tier tank and take most of the top tier tank's HP away, he's going to do very well in this game. Fully aimed, the AT2. His camo net is engaged. This AT2 has also chosen incorrectly. Oh look, there's the AMX-12T. There he is. Come on, you can shoot. Oh, he hesitated or he would have got him. This was his best game in the Bishop. He ends up with a 2,563 damage, finishing on top by virtue of his top tier kill. And he's realizing that, hey, SPGs can hurt everyone, even tanks that are higher tier than me. The Stug, he's still working on trying to figure out this game. He's also learned that SPGs can make credits, because it only cost them 3,000 credits, 3,500 credits for ammunition. Wargaming is encouraging him to play SPGs and frustrate everyone that plays against him. The other thing that you learn at Tier 5, when you roll out 6 or 7 times in a row, you drive somewhere, you don't see any enemies, and you get shot and die in the first 40 seconds of the game, is you realize that Tier 5 is the home of all the professional SEAL clubbers. Like this player here, who has equipped his tank with low noise muffler so that there is no engine sound. He has 3 marks on his barrel, and he has no shame going down to Tier 5 and clubbing all the new players. There's no rule that you have to play against people of your own skill. You can just play 1,000 games at Tier 5 and become a super unicom, get amazing stats, have a fantastic crew, equip your crew, and find yourself a niche tank, an iconic tank that will dominate on the battlefield, that no one can counter. A tank like this one, that you can get into Tier 5 games and remain invisible. The enemies will not see you, and they will just... This poor T-20 was made a bad choice of line to go down. Is wondering, why am I spotted? And how are they shooting me? The light bulb went off immediately, right at the beginning of the game, and I'm wondering why. I used to go here in my Tier 2 tank, and I never got spotted. Now all of a sudden at Tier 6, yes, at Tier 5 is when the disparity between view range and concealment amongst players is at its greatest. This is serious now. Now I'm not kidding. Notice I'm not laughing. Oh, he's spotted. He has to keep going. The disparity between view range and concealment amongst tanks is highest at Tier 5. And what do I mean by that? Exactly what I said. The person with the highest view range compared to the person with the lowest view range, that percentage difference is highest at Tier 5. A beginner with a shit heavy tank at Tier 5 with a poor crew has view range so that he has a tiny green circle around his tank. A unicom with a 3 marked ELC with all the best equipment and crew drives around with view range much, much higher than 445, which is the maximum detection range, the white circle on the map. He doesn't even have a green circle because his view range is so much more than that. The difference between those two is percentage-wise huge. It's really no match. The person with no view range has no chance. Added to that there's also something called concealment. And a beginner with a poor crew in an underwhelming tank, like this 3601, may have 2% concealment on the move. Whereas a unicom in an ELC with all the fixins may have 50% concealment. Well, let's just say that difference, the percentage there, is just vast. Even at tier 10, medium tanks have 20% concealment. Some heavy tanks of the Russian variety, like the Object 277, may have like 12% concealment. And the light tanks are still capped in the 40s or 50s. So the percentage difference is not as great. Plus, at tier 10, those same medium tanks and heavy tanks have view range that can rival some of the light tanks. So the percentage difference, the extreme, or the variation, is not as great as you move higher tiers. Tier 5 is when it's the greatest, and that's why professional SEAL clubbers love tier 5. You have to find a niche tank that you can use its special abilities that are so far superior to everyone else's to just SEAL club. Like this guy, he's not spotted now. There's people really close to him, but he's not spotted. Even while he's driving in the open, he's not spotted. He just has to go stealth and I'll shoot him up the ass. Oh, and ricochet. Shit, he's thinking. I'm being trolled. He's upset. He's going to send in a ticket to Wargaming. Wargaming, your RNG is not allowing me to SEAL club as well as I want. Now he's spotted. He just has to wait 10 seconds. And now he can drive into the middle of the map with tanks all around him and no one will see him. There he is in the open. He's invisible. You don't even have to go in the bush. Just back up. There's a person behind you. There's a person in front of you. It doesn't matter. This guy, he's feeling safe because he's bounced 2 shots. And now he finally takes one up the ass. And he's spotted. That enemy is not far away. So this is what you have to deal with once you've committed and once you reach tier 5. You will end up in games like this, like that poor VK. You're a heavy tank and you're fighting in your choke point, and you don't see this guy. He's invisible. But every now and then you feel a shot go up your ass and you say, what the? And this is not accidental. It's designed like this by Wargaming to give the whales, the people that spend the most money on this game, this is what they like to do. But they do tweak your RNG, it seems. This guy's being trolled, that's for sure. He's furious with this result so far. He's posted this saying, my RNG was manipulated. Illiquid. So Wargaming realizes that the players that play for a long time and spend the money on the game, you do tire of being in competitive matches and in matches where it's balanced, where you're in a tier 10 tank and you're fighting other tier 10s of similar skill, and it's a struggle. Every game is intense. And that may seem like the logical way the game should work, that they should have skill-based matchmaking, and that's how it should be designed. And people would appreciate that. But that's not the case. Because if that's what it was like all the time, if it was always a very close game, always very hard, always very competitive, people would tire of that. And especially the people that play this game religiously and are addicted to the game and spend a lot of money on the game and want that feeling of superiority. They want to be known as the best. They want to be do just so much better than everyone else, and they check their stats after every session. Players like that want to be able to dominate on the battlefield and just excel in this imaginary ranking that we have of W and 8 in statistics. So players like that love the fact that they can play the game for 10 years, figure out how it works, and then go back to tier 5 and just dominate and be the best versus beginners. It gives them a feeling of superiority, and it's easy, and it makes them feel really good about themselves as they play this game 11 hours a day in their daddy's basement. And I'm not kidding. This gives them a feeling like, wow, they're so good. They're the best. I'm really good at this game. I'm going to play a long time. I'm going to get a premium account. I might buy some holiday boxes. They commit to the game and they spend money. And they're happy because this is what they get to do. And if players like this had to play against, if they had skill-based matchmaking, and players like this had to play against players that were equally skilled, they'd be frustrated a lot of the time. And maybe they wouldn't want this game. Maybe they'd switch games and start playing Hungry Hungry Hippo. right? Or Tetris. Does he make the shot? Oh, he did make the shot. Someone's got to reset. Let's just observe this. Is the guy going to give him another shot? Yes. No, he's hiding behind the rock. Well, someone hit him. So that's my analysis. That's why you have seal clubbers at tier 5. Designed specifically by Wargaming to have the most extreme vision and concealment in the game, to set this tier up to be the most lopsided in participants, and give the whales a chance to dominate. And so you end up with performances like this. Someone in his little tier 5 tanks probably played this thousands of times. He's got it well set up, and as bottom tier, even with the poor RNG, does over 2,000 damage. Surprisingly, the bishop. The bishop did really well. Maybe I'm wrong about the bishop. Okay, guys? Oh, before all of you from Great Britain berate me in the chat, okay, I concede that possibly, of my whole analysis I've done, I may be possibly wrong about the bishop. But I hate the bishop. And these performances, even with rewards for complaining about the missions and events, still lose you lots of credits. So you do require a premium account. This is tier 5. You're committed now. You're on your journey. You'll be playing this game for years and years and years. Join me tomorrow as we step up to tier 6, where everything changes. Okay, guys, leave some comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one.